Oh, look at that.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers are throwaway.
Welcome to the 16th episode of the Jax Wax podcast. My name is Jared Miner, and I'm here, as always, with Todd Isaac.
Champ's here.
What up, dog?
Champ's back.
He's back.
We've been gone for a minute.
That's all right. We like to take a little break every once.
Yeah.
We like to rest your neck.
Got to rest your neck sometimes.
We do have a lot of things to talk about. For a couple weeks ago, Black Friday, we released some new products. They're sitting on this table for the people that will see this on YouTube, for the people that are on Instagram Live. And we'll talk about all those products going forward. Our new ceramic glass coating. We have a new ceramic spray. We changed the formula for our ceramic wax. So we'll talk about all that kind of stuff, a ceramic paste wax, and the benefits of each of those and why you would use them. But if you want to jump right into questions, we can do that too.
We had a lot of things going on around here. We've a lot of new products. They've been super popular. The glass coating is one of the things we've been getting the most questions about. And man, it really is a game changer when it comes to glass.
Yeah, it took us a while to get it right. You know, we had a version of it earlier in the year that we probably could have passed, but it just wasn't to its full potential. So we held off a little bit, and we've got it down now.
And we talked about it on here a lot before it ever came out. And I'm glad we did wait, just because to be able to get that professional level of, there's a lot of people doing it like, in businesses that you have to apply this. A professional shop has it, and you can't buy it general public. We want to bring that same to the general public to where you can get those. It's kind of always been our MO to give those same professional qualities, but you can do it yourself in the garage. And the longevity of this thing, you literally can drive down the road, use no wipers. I mean, if you didn't want to, but we would obviously suggest you use the wipers, but you can use it and the water just beads right off.
Yeah, it's really good. And the application is pretty easy. So we put a video on the website to kind of explain it. It is a two-part product. There's a coating. The first step, you coat the windshield after you've clayed it, decontaminate it, clean the glass really well. You coat it, and then you put the second part, which we call Clarity Enhancer, on, and that adds the slickness to it. You know, that really helps the water just fly off the windshield. Yeah. And it's really, really good. And the advantage is, if you buy the kit, if you see it online, the coating, although it looks like a small bottle, it'll probably do 2 or 3 cars, all the glass on 2 or 3 cars. And then the enhancer, which is the second part, eventually the stuff's going to wear off. And whether that's 6 months, 3 months, a year, depending on the conditions, you just take the enhancer and you spray it back on the windshield, wipe it back, and it adds that slickness, adds that water beading again.
And the enhancer's in a bigger bottle. It comes in a 4-ounce bottle, so you're going to get multiple applications after that because your base layer is still there. You just keep putting the enhancer on. Good product. If you guys listening get a chance to check it out, if you haven't used it yet, check it out. We've got a video on our website about it. Really, really good. Probably the highest end protection for your glass you can get.
Yeah, you'll love it. You should try it out for sure.
And other things, paste wax, different things. We did spend the weekend down in Gastonia, down in
North
Charlotte
Carolina
area.
First store outside of, we have a retail store, for those that don't know. We have a retail store here in Columbus at our headquarters. The first, public type store. It's in a retail area down in Gastonia, North Carolina. A few guys down there that are doing a really, really good job.
Man, awesome job. If you guys haven't, go follow them on Instagram, all social media, Jax Wax Gastonia, and it is impressive. They've done a great job with just the look of the store and then the publicity of it, getting people in there. We had a huge turnout, people waiting in line. The store opened, the grand opening was last Saturday, opened at 9 a.m. There was people standing in line at 7, people there at 6:30. Mm-hmm. What a great event.
Yeah, that's hard to do in December. Depending on certain parts of the country, in North Carolina it wasn't horrible, but it was rainy that morning. It's only 50 degrees. To get that kind of turnout, when you and I pulled up early in the morning, I thought that can't be the line for this place.
Right. And just coming from where we come from here in Ohio, we always see a huge drop off in the wintertime. Yeah. From our store point of view.
Yeah, today it's 28 degrees and snowy. Yeah.
Right. So there's just not that much foot traffic coming in the door. So that was obviously a concern of ours, and we expressed with our guys Tim and Rusty there that run the store, up front about it, like, this is December, what's it going to do? So when we pull up that first day, that morning of, and there's already a line. It was a good sign.
It goes to show you the effort that they put in to get that rolling. And their grand opening was really good. I was super impressed. Like you mentioned, the store.
Yeah.
It's really done well. You can check them out. You'll see. And so for the people that we had a ton of comments and a ton of people that DM'd us about it. Happy to see a store in that area.
And that's a lot of the DMs and questions that have been coming in have been, bring a store to my area. Well, it's definitely on our radar.
Yeah.
And this is kind of our flagship store to kind of see the route. There's so many different ways you can go on the back end of setting up these stores. We want to find out what's best, and these two guys are really going at it. And we want to have stores other places.
Yeah, if anybody can be successful, it's these guys. They have been in this business and know what they're doing, and they're plugged in that area. They know a lot of the detailers and not a lot of the car community down there, so we're just really pumped for them, and I know they're going to do a good job. You know, they represent the brand well, so that's what we're always concerned about.
That's always the main thing.
Concern for us with them.
It always has to be the most important part is you could have a great store and you could have, you know, it look visually nice and have all the products and be in a good area, but if the people that are representing that store aren't for us, if they're not class acts, then it defeats the purpose.
Well, that's right.
So that's why this made it such a great fit, is because the people representing it are the best part of it.
They're great.
Yeah. So that's always a important part. So those are some of the questions when you bring a store to our area. Bring a store to Dallas. Bring a store to Texas. Bring a store to Atlanta.
You know, we think of these things. We look at the top 5 states we ship to, and we think, all right, we have a fair amount of customer base in these certain areas, and some of the places you just mentioned are in that top 5. So we look. Texas is a big market for us. We'd love to have one in Texas. If we can find the right person, you know, we're all ears. And in the next 6 months to a year, we're going to start pursuing that quite a bit. So, yeah, Florida's a good market. Texas, you know, down in Atlanta, obviously the car community down there is great. I mean, really all over. But there's a couple things. There's a couple places that we definitely have narrowed down to that we'd like to at least look into.
Yeah, and if it's something that someone has a interest in. And an interest in doing, you know, shoot us a DM.
Yeah.
Shoot us a email, Todd@jackswax.com or sales@jackswax.com. And we are going to start looking at different areas and places to have these different stores.
It's a cool thing because the store, so if you look at the general public, so many people, the first place that they would go get their car care products is a big box store or a car part store or something like that,
Right.
AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, whatever. Well, generally speaking, if you have a question about a detail product that you're buying, the guy at the counter is probably not, you know, really well informed.
Right.
Whereas if you get a Jack's Wax store and the people that are behind the counter are really helpful, that's what they're there for, their product knowledge is awesome, and you're getting a better product. So for the detail enthusiast, the car enthusiast, it just makes it a no-brainer.
Right. And our products, you know, obviously people listen to this podcast probably know, but we're geared towards the professional. We're geared towards somebody who wants to use a better product. So you're not going to be able to find that quality of product in those stores. So that our means of distribution are our website, and then all of our dealers around, you know, people that are going to these car shows, because they can educate. We feel like that's a big part of selling our products. Is you got to be able to educate people in what makes our product better.
That's right. The face time that you get at a car show, for example, with all these different dealers that are doing those car shows, yourself doing car shows, even for our corporate.
Yeah.
That is a time that you can, build that relationship, but answer. How many times have you been to a car show where a guy says, hey, there's something on, whatever, come look at my car, or, you know, you can help them right there.
Right.
The same thing can happen at this store.
Exactly. That's why that's our goal behind having these stores is it's a destination in Houston, Gastonia, that, you know, all these different places that people can go and get not just great products, but knowledge.
Right.
You know, like questions that are coming in right here, you know, like what's the best way to get rid of swirl marks? You know, you can answer that question for that guy, where you go into AutoZone, you probably can't even find a product there to get, you know,
Probably not.
to get rid of certain, you know, different problems. So we want to be the detail hub in these different cities. So if you guys are interested in having questions about it, reach out to us. Some questions that are coming in are first thing. Michael 0154 says, "Go Cats!" Smart guy. He's talking about the Kentucky Wildcats. If anybody doesn't know,
There'll be two of you that care about that. That's it.
they're talking about the Clemson Ohio State game.
Yeah.
People's talking about that. They know you're a Ohio State guy.
Yeah. Born and raised Columbus, Ohio.
But here's the thing. My dad always says it is to win them all, you got to beat them all. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter who you play. That's right. Clemson's had our number. Obviously, last time we played them, it was 31-0. We didn't even score in 2016. So we got a little chip on our shoulder. We'll see. You know?
That's right. It doesn't matter. You could argue and say getting Oklahoma is the better draw.
Not if Oklahoma's hot that day.
Right.
I mean,
it
doesn't
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anybody can beat anybody. It's a one game.
Especially those four teams. They're all really good.
Right.
Everybody
it's one game.
That's right.
It's not like you have to play them 4 times.
That's right. So it's
So,
gonna
yeah.
be it's gonna be tough, but we got good as chance of anybody. So
It is. I think the best 4 teams are in it.
yeah, yeah. This year it kind of worked out that way.
Yeah. It was pretty cut and dry.
It's funny how like back in the BCS how that was so controversial. You know when they had the BCS thing.
Right.
If a BCS were this year, it would be LSU versus Ohio State. Clemson going undefeated in their conference would be out.
I know.
That's crazy.
But
Like
that's
where if I was a Clemson fan, I would be.
And that's why everybody always has the argument like there needs to be more teams.
Yeah,
Because
I like the 4 thing personally, but
I do too, but I think 8.
it would be all right.
Because I'm just
As an
saying,
Ohio State fan,
I'm hating right now if I had to play Alabama. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama's good regardless. They,
Right.
they lost their quarterback and stuff like that, but you're not wanting to draw Alabama.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And they're like a 6 or I don't know where they ranked right now, 6, 7,
yeah, something like that.
in there.
That's why even as an Ohio State fan, you basically can't lose any games for the most part. Or you might be able to get away with 1 or whatever. But if it's top 8, we're generally going to be in the top 8. So
Right.
it's good by me.
Yeah, definitely. It would just be it would be interesting to see all those have a lot of good teams.
If anybody wants to put some money on that Ohio State game, if they get their money up, go ahead and holler at me.
Okay, so we're taking them in. Anybody want to put that money out there?
Who
Just
wants
let
that
us know.
smoke?
Who's wanting some of that dust? Get that dust in. Let's see here. And then the one guy did what would you recommend for removing swirls? So for that question, it just depends on your level of swirls. We have a product called Swirl Remover, which I have a black car. My car never gets really, really bad. Back before I had it wrapped, it never got really bad, so I would always be able to hit it with Swirl Remover and remove those swirls.
Yeah, like swirl remover is for like, minor to medium defects. It's going to knock out 75% of the swirls that you see out there. If you get into something that's really, really bad, then you need to get into our compounds like a Perfect Cut or something like that. But if Perfect Cut won't get it, I'd be surprised. It's a really good compound. So it's swirl remover be the start, unless you tell me, hey, I've got a black car that is just really, really in bad shape, and I would say you need to hit it with Perfect Cut first and finish it with a product like our Final Finish.
Yeah, and that's a lot of those questions. It always seems like a political answer, but a lot of those are case by case scenario depending upon the car. There's a guy who brought an old construction truck in here and it was smacked. I mean, looked like a Wolverine had been on the side of it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go more aggressive on something
There's
like
just
that.
different levels. And for that matter, pads. I mean, we obviously don't make our own pads, but there's all different kinds of pad options, and I would tell you that there's no pad polish combination that you can just use on every single paint, every single defect. It doesn't work that way.
And the pad polish combination that I use may be totally different with someone else and then be able to get the same results.
Per whatever car it is. Yeah. I mean, it is kind of a goofy thing, but you can figure it out. We're going to have something that takes care of it.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different ways to tackle it, but if it's something small and light for this question,
Yeah.
I would start with Swirl Remover.
And we would tell you to go least aggressive option first anyway. And
Right.
swirl remover would be that.
Metal Ink says, I want an interior detailer that does not smell like citrus. Can you guys make one that smells clean, new car? Any plans on that?
That's Jamie Mallow, a local
Yeah.
guy that we know here, a really good guy. He had mentioned that to me out at SEMA. And Total Interior has been a really popular product for us. A lot of people do like the fragrance. But I know what he means. Sometimes it can be overwhelming if you're using it over and over and over. So, Jamie, if you want, I'll make you a custom batch, and we'll
Need $10,000 upfront money, and just bring that to me.
bring it to Todd,
Cash
set
up
it
in
on the
my office.
desk, and we'll come up with something.
We got you.
You just name the flavor.
We'll make it any fragrance you want. Let me see here. Other people got questions coming in.
I know some of the questions that we've had with the ceramic wax because we changed the formula. So if anybody used our old ceramic wax, people really liked it. For me, I thought it had good durability, but I never was like, I didn't think it was an overwhelming durability. I just wasn't totally happy with it. We upped the ceramic loading levels quite a bit, and now from a durability standpoint, I'd put it against anything. You know, it's just really, really good. So we've had that questions for people that have bought the new formula. They ask what the difference is because you can tell from just looking at it, it's much thinner than the previous version. So, yeah, people really like that. What else you got?
We had a phone call. Jared had his phone on.
Gosh, I just can't help it. People trying to get a hold of me.
The difference. I just now walked away. I was trying to pull it up there.
Ceramic paste wax.
This is the question was about ceramic spray. Explain the advantages of the new ceramic spray and the best way to use it.
So I would
for people that don't know, ceramic spray is our new ceramic coating spray.
Yeah. I would explain it this way. If I went through the whole ceramic line, if you have Shield Pro 9H, which is our highest form of protection, a little 2-ounce bottle, 3 to 4 year coating, sometimes even more depending on the condition. And then a step down from that would be our ceramic spray, which is new to us within the past month. And that is a true ceramic coating. It flashes just like our 9H version. Think of it like a light version of the 9H. The advantages are the application is much easier. You know, if you're putting the 9H on, and let's say, which is easy to do, you miss a spot, and the next day you pull the car outside after it's cured for 24 hours and you want to see the end result. Maybe there's some high spots. It's like that rainbow type effect, and you can't wipe it off. You have to polish it back off with a 9H. With the ceramic spray, you would be able to wipe it off within that first day. So what we call working time is better, and is just much easier to use. The application aspect is much easier to use. Now, it's a 1-year coating, not a 4-year coating.
Yeah. And you can't mess it up. A lot of a part that most people, when you have an issue doing a true ceramic coating like our Shield Pro 9H, is in the wipe off process. You know, being thorough in the, leaving a high spot. We've done it.
Yeah, when
you
level
pull it outside and you level it out, and you left a high spot. Well, if you've done that and you pull it out 24 hours later, you have a little bit of a high spot. It still comes out, but you have to have a polisher. The good thing with that ceramic spray is it doesn't matter. You come back the next day and you can still wipe it down. And level it out.
Yeah. And so there's that aspect. Some people don't want a coating on their car for 4 years. This is a 1-year coating, and I would tell you that if you already have a coated car, it's the best topper you would ever imagine. You know, our ceramic detailer is really good as a detail product, to replace, if you have a ceramic coated car, to replace like a Hawaiian Shine or a Body Shine, just like a quick spray detailer. But ceramic spray, being that it is a true coating, would really, really bring back, if your coating started to diminish a little bit over a period of years, and you wanted to really refresh it, ceramic spray would be your best option.
And for people that don't want to go the full go on doing a true ceramic coating, man, that ceramic spray is one you can get and give yourself some serious protection and the exact same performance as a 9H coating. No,
yeah,
it just doesn't.
It's not a 9H, but yes, the water beating and the and the way
you can put that ceramic spray up the day you do it versus the day you do a 9H, and they're going to perform the same.
Yeah,
it's just going to come away. It's just going to it'll wear off faster. It's going to wear off way faster.
So I would tell you that we still to this day, we've talked about it in previous podcasts. There are a lot of people that are reluctant to ceramic coat their car because they think that the process is hard. Well, then you put ceramic spray in their hands, they can't mess it up.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Makes it way easier. California Creaming, they ask, is the ceramic wax safe to use on wrapped vehicles?
Yeah. If it was a matte wrap, I would probably shy away from it just because it's going to add some gloss for sure. But any kind of satin gloss wrap would be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I would tell you that anytime that you have a wrap, whether you're waxing it, coating it, whatever it may be, you can't do you have to do smaller sections at a time when you wipe it off. Like we coated your wrap when we wrapped when you got your car wrapped, and whereas I would, let's say, coat an entire fender and then let it flash, do its thing, wipe it off. It's almost like a wipe on, let it flash, wipe it right back off, pretty fast.
And I will tell you, on my particular wrap, it's satin. The ceramic spray is awesome on it. So I've used it on half the hood, and it makes it way easier than the actual 9H. So I would recommend the ceramic spray.
I think he was asking about the ceramic wax. The
was.
ceramic wax is fine. I would just, if it was a matte wrap, I would shy away from any of that.
Yeah, and I use some of the ceramic wax on my particular wrap, and it works fine. On the satin matte, you would definitely want to hold off.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Does Fabric Guard work on all fabrics?
Yeah, I mean, we've tested most stuff. I would tell you that, like, the thicker pile, like I've done it with some floor mats, really thick pile floor mats, it doesn't adhere to that as well. You have to put way more product on it. But, like, just regular fabric seats, stuff like that, yeah, absolutely. We've done it on vinyl tops, or cloth tops. We've done it on pretty much we've done some suede. Everything that we've done, it's worked great on.
How cold is too cold to install Clarity coating?
I would always install it indoors, and what the cold weather, or if it was cold inside a building, for example, the only thing that would really affect is the flash times. I would say you need to be about 50 degrees or more.
Yeah.
Anything above 50 degrees, you're fine.
Right. You want to make sure that it's I always tell people you want to make sure you're in a controlled environment.
If you can,
be.
It's best.
It just
too.
makes it way easier and a lot less finicky whenever you're in an environment where you're not having to worry about wiping it off real fast, or is it going to set up, or is it going to be too humid?
And without boring people to death as far as an application standpoint with the glass coating, if you watch the video, it explains it, but I would tell you that it is kind of a process. For example, once you've clay barred, decontaminated the glass, you've cleaned it really well, you take the first step and you coat half of the windshield. Let's say that's the driver's side. You coat that. You don't wipe it off. You then go to the passenger side and you coat that side. So we leave the coating on the glass. Then you go back to the driver's side, hit it with Clarity Enhancer, step 2, coat it in the same way, go to the other side again, and then you wipe it all off at that point. And probably 50% of the cars that we've done have had some kind of streaking is not the right word. It's kind of like a high spot type thing as you're wiping it. If you take glass cleaner and hit it right then, it's perfect.
Right.
You just have to be aware of that.
That's the part that I was going to mention is at the end you do have, it's almost like a haze type that's still on there.
Not all the time, but it can happen.
And if it does, you just wipe it down with the glass cleaner, and it won't. People are like, "Was it going to take away?" No, it just levels out those high spots.
Yep, and it works really good. And then you have to let it sit for 12 hours because we've messed around with it in the testing for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
But we'll coat one and just to see, like, hey, let's put water on it immediately and just see what it does. And you put water on it, and you're like, well, that did absolutely nothing.
Right.
It looks horrible.
You'll actually think you're like, well, this is actually worse.
Yeah, like made the water stick to it. So once you wait that 12 hours, it's magic, dude.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I would out of all of the stuff, outside of the detail bag, we finally came out with our detail bag.
Oh, I forgot about
people that have listened to the podcast for a while. The detail bag was a freaking crazy hit, and
we sold them out in 3 days.
We sold
for our
them
Black
out.
Friday sale.
We already had more ordered, but they won't be here. So those are on the site right now, sold out. But we'll have more here in the next month, 2 months,
probably
hopefully.
a couple months realistically.
Yeah.
But they're on the way. We knew that it was going to be big. I didn't realize that we're going to sell them in 72 hours.
Right.
But that's a good thing.
We appreciate everyone that did order and took advantage of the Black Friday stuff, and Christmas is coming up, and it was kind of a no-brainer the way we made the kit available with all the products that came in it.
It was a kit that had some of our biggest sellers for 2019, and it ended up being like $220, but you could get it shipped to you for free at $129.
For like one, how much was it?
$129.
$129 was all said and done.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool, and sold a bunch of them for sure.
Yeah, and those will all be back here in a couple months. That's one of the questions that was on the thing was winter detail bags coming back. So it's in a couple months.
Yep.
And the questions we got the most that have came in were about the glass, coating.
Yeah.
And the way to we've put a video out. There's a video on our website on the product page that kind of walks you through the process, and it has a detailed description of what you need to do and the best way, the best way to go about it.
Yeah. When you talk about these new products that we've launched, if I were telling you in order on protection, I would say the Shield Pro 9H, which is still the same, has been for some time. It's our most durable product. A step down from that would be the ceramic spray, which is new, and then you get into the ceramic wax, whether that be paste or liquid. The paste is brand new as of within the last month as well, and that just happens to be, if you don't want to coat your car but you want the highest form of protection in a wax form, then it would be ceramic liquid wax or paste wax, one or the other.
Yeah. Jack's Wax Gastonia asked if we were going to have Shield hoodies. And that can definitely happen.
Oh yeah, yeah. We just shipped them some re-up hoodies, and that was one thing that some people while we were down there were asking for, because they were all wearing them for the grand opening, and there was people that wanted them. Yeah,
the re-up hoodies were a success. They've been super popular.
Yeah, they were really good.
I walked into FedEx the other night, and the guy was like, "Man, it's like my second job." If people didn't know, we're like going there all the time. It seems we got orders, and we always try to get them out like the same day. So our FedEx guy will come at 4, and if we can take them, we'll take them. It's open to 8. It's like right here by our shop, so it's open till 8. So we're like always over there at FedEx after hours. So I walked in, this guy was like, "Dude, where you get a sweatshirt?" And I was like, he's like, "Who's we?" I was like, "Dude, Jack's Wax." He's like, "That's what that is." He's like, "Man, I like that."
Yeah.
It's been a cool shirt. People kind of recognize them everywhere we go.
Ever since I designed that logo, everybody was really pumped up about it.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do remember that. I remember that. The same day you learn how to turn the computer on.
How do you design a logo when you can't turn the computer on?
Yeah. Hey guys, I designed that, but how you turn this thing on? So we got some, Christmas. We've got a training thing coming up down at Gastonia's headquarters on the 22nd of February. Just happened today. Just was finalized today. Rupes is going to go there, putting on a class, taking 15 people. So if anybody would be interested, I know we had one here and some people didn't get in. If anyone's down in that area, North Carolina, Charlotte area, and want to attend, Nick from Rupes is going there doing a product demonstration.
Yeah,
and
similar to what we had here, to where he brings all the tools they have, and it's a chance for you to test them out before you ever think about buying them.
Right.
And maybe you already have a Rupes tool, but there's one that you have been thinking about buying. You're like, it's time to try it out.
Yeah. So get a hold of Jack's Wax Gastonia if anybody wants to get in on that. It's going to be
What's the date?
February 22nd.
Cool.
It's on a Saturday.
You going down?
I think I am. Yeah. I'll definitely go down and check it out, be a part of it.
Cool. Yeah. That'll be good. They're going to do a good job.
Yeah, those classes are always, man, I'll learn so much just because it's not like something we're doing every day, sitting there polishing. So when you can hear it from the guy, you learn so much about those tools, just like how, like I would have never, one cool thing I've always thought was cool is how that pad makes the difference. That little bit of weight makes the difference.
It smooths it out.
Like you can be sitting there holding that polisher with no pads. For people that don't know what I'm talking about, I didn't know either until I learned in the class, is you can be sitting there holding that polisher turned on without the pad on it, and it's a little bit.
It's smooth, but it's not like, it's got a little vibration.
You actually feel like it's really smooth until you put that pad on it.
Yeah.
And when you get that pad on it, it like levels it out to where it makes it
just makes it perfectly balanced.
Seamless, like a sewing machine.
Yeah, it's really good.
Ever doing sewing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No. You?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
It's my side hustle.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a hustle.
Yeah, I got a sewing machine at my house.
What are you sewing?
Just people stuff in the neighborhood.
Like clothes?
Yeah, it's clothes,
You're
whatever.
Just hand-making clothes?
Pillowcases and stuff.
Quilts?
Yeah, whatever.
This doesn't matter.
You send me a list.
Really?
Yeah, sew it up.
That's weird. I never knew it.
You never would. Most people don't know it.
So, do you sell them on eBay?
Nope.
Where
I
do you
just sell them at my house.
Yard sales?
Well, it's just a neighborhood thing.
So only in the neighborhood
on my
they
porch.
know. It's a port sale.
It's like, yeah, just basically people come to my house.
Weirdly, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, just do a lot of sewing on my off time.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Which is a lot. Good for you, man.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Just a little known fact.
I think we should start doing those little known
Little
facts.
known fact?
Yeah.
Okay, I can come up with a lot of little known facts.
I like to say
I can tell you a known fact is you struggle heavily at beating me at table tennis / ping pong. That's a known fact. That's not a little known
funny.
fact.
I just beat you yesterday. I beat you daily. Do you beat me more?
We have a ping pong table.
Do you beat me
here.
more
Todd,
than I beat you?
Todd, just
Yes,
stop.
you do. You beat me more.
What do you think the percentage is, if you can be honest?
I don't know.
To the people.
60-40
Oh God.
at best.
I can tell you another little known fact is you smoke crack.
I can tell you other little known fact. You don't want none of this smoke on that basketball court.
You know, here we go with the
That's how
basketball
I'm just saying.
thing.
You always talk
I'm
about.
just saying it's
you
like
were trying
winter
to
time.
bring
You
it
only
up.
bring it up in winter. You know what I mean? We can't go out and play. It's 28 degrees. I'll go and play shirt skins. I don't care.
I'm skins.
For sure.
Man, thanks for everybody tuning in. We'll be back at these things
6 months or so. We should
weekly,
have a second
weekly
one.
or 6 monthly. We'll have another one.
Yeah, man. We'll fit it in.
Shoot us some texts, DMs, email. Let us know. We're going to have some cool guests coming up. We just got to get them finalized.
Yeah. Let us know if you want to open a Jack's Wax store in your area. We'll
If
set
you
you up.
do, call us. We've got some info on it, and we will coming soon to a neighborhood near you.
That's right. All right, bro.
Later.
Later.